Chapter 18, Scientific and Physiological Perspectives on Brahmacharya and Sexual Energy. 1. Introduction, Bridging Tradition and Science. Introduction, Bridging Tradition and Science. In the exploration of human sexuality and spiritual practices, Brahmacharya emerges as a concept rich in both traditional wisdom and contemporary relevance. Rooted in Hindu and Yogic philosophies, Brahmacharya advocates for the mindful use and redirection of sexual energy towards higher spiritual, mental, and creative pursuits. This chapter aims to bridge the gap between ancient teachings and modern scientific understanding, providing a holistic view of Brahmacharya and its implications for sexual health and overall well-being. By examining the physiological and biochemical processes involved in semen production and energy transformation, we seek to clarify how these traditional practices align with or differ from scientific perspectives. The chapter begins with a physiological overview, detailing the roles of sperm, hormones, and energy transformation in the human body. It then delves into the biochemical specifics of semen production, storage, and fate, contrasting traditional beliefs about semen conservation with scientific explanations. Further, we explore the intersection of Brahmacharya and hormonal secretion within Hindu and Yogic philosophy, offering insights into how these practices are believed to influence physical and spiritual health. The discussion extends to the controversial and often misunderstood concept of semen reabsorption and its purported benefits, dissecting these claims through a scientific lens. We also address the notion of lifelong celibacy, scrutinizing both anecdotal evidence and scientific data on abstaining from ejaculation. This examination includes the physiological necessity of nocturnal emissions and their role in reproductive health, alongside the cultural and personal beliefs that shape perceptions of celibacy. In the final sections, we integrate these diverse viewpoints, emphasizing the importance of understanding biological imperatives within the context of cultural and spiritual practices. By doing so, we aim to foster a balanced approach to sexual health that respects both scientific knowledge and individual beliefs. To physiological overview, sperm, hormones, and energy transformation. Sperm and hormones. Sperm. Sperm cells, produced in the testes, contain genetic material necessary for fertilization. They are a key component of male reproductive function. Hormones. Hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and others are produced by glands like the testes, ovaries, and adrenal glands. These hormones regulate various aspects of sexual development, function, and behavior. Energy in biological systems. Metabolism. Energy in the body is primarily derived from the metabolism of nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. These nutrients are broken down through metabolic processes to produce energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which fuels cellular functions. Biochemical reactions. Sperm production and hormonal synthesis involve complex biochemical reactions within cells and tissues, utilizing energy from metabolic processes to sustain reproductive functions. Transformation of energy. Metabolic processes. The energy derived from nutrients through metabolism is utilized by cells throughout the body, including those involved in sperm production and hormone synthesis. Role of hormones. Hormones facilitate physiological processes, but do not undergo transformation into another form of energy, such as ATP. Instead, they act as chemical messengers that regulate various body functions. Spiritual and symbolic interpretations. Symbolic energy. In spiritual or philosophical contexts, there are symbolic interpretations of energy transformation related to sexual practices like Brahmacharya. These interpretations often emphasize the transmutation or redirection of sexual energy towards higher spiritual goals or personal development. Metaphorical language. Concepts of energy transformation in spiritual practices may use metaphors to describe mental, emotional, or spiritual growth rather than literal biochemical processes. Conclusion. While sperm and hormones related to sexual function play crucial roles in the reproductive and endocrine systems, their energy remains within the biochemical and physiological realms of the body. The concept of energy transformation in spiritual or symbolic contexts often involves metaphorical or philosophical interpretations rather than the literal conversion of biological substances into another form of energy. Translation and answer. Question. In Brahmacharya, where does semen, virya, go? Answer. In the practice of Brahmacharya, semen, virya, is considered to be conserved and redirected towards higher spiritual or creative pursuits rather than being released through sexual activity. This conservation and transmutation of sexual energy are believed to support spiritual growth, mental clarity, and overall well-being according to Hindu and Yogic philosophies. 3. Biochemical overview, semen production, storage, and fate. Production and storage. Semen production. Semen is produced in the testes within structures called seminiferous tubules. Sperm cells, along with fluids from the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral glands, collectively form semen. Fluid components. The fluids from the seminal vesicles and prostate gland contribute to the volume and composition of semen. These fluids contain various proteins, enzymes, fructose, and other substances that support sperm viability and function. Ejaculation process. Release. During ejaculation, semen travels through the vas deferens and mixes with fluids from the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral glands to form ejaculate. Pathway. Ejaculate is expelled through the urethra during orgasm. Biochemical fate. Metabolism. Semen components are eventually broken down and metabolized within the body through enzymatic processes. Reabsorption. Some components of semen, including nutrients and other biochemical substances, may be reabsorbed by the body after ejaculation. Storage and reuse. In traditional understandings of practices like Brahmacharya, there are beliefs that conserving semen allows for its reabsorption or the redirection of its energy towards other bodily functions or spiritual pursuits. However, scientifically, the components of semen are typically broken down and recycled within the body rather than being converted into another form of energy or accumulating in a specific location. Summary. Biochemically, semen is produced, stored, and expelled through the reproductive system during ejaculation. Its components are metabolized and recycled within the body, supporting normal physiological processes. While there are cultural and spiritual interpretations regarding the conservation and redirection of sexual energy, from a biochemical perspective, semen undergoes normal metabolic processes within the body. 4. Brahmacharya and hormonal secretion in Hindu and Yogic philosophy. Understanding sexual energy. Energy conservation. Brahmacharya emphasizes conserving and transmuting sexual energy rather than suppressing it. This involves redirecting the physiological and psychological aspects of sexual energy towards spiritual practices, creativity, intellectual pursuits, or service. Hormonal balance. Practitioners of Brahmacharya aim to maintain hormonal balance through mindful practices such as meditation, yoga, and other spiritual disciplines. These practices are believed to positively influence endocrine function and hormonal secretion. Physiological effects. Impact on hormones. The practice of Brahmacharya may influence hormonal secretion by reducing fluctuations associated with intense sexual arousal and promoting stability in endocrine function. Health benefits. Maintaining hormonal balance through practices aligned with Brahmacharya is believed to support overall health and well-being, including emotional stability, mental clarity, and physical vitality. Spiritual and psychological benefits. Enhanced focus. By channeling sexual energy towards spiritual pursuits, individuals may experience enhanced focus, concentration, and inner peace. Emotional stability. Practicing Brahmacharya is believed to promote emotional stability and resilience, reducing the emotional highs and lows associated with fluctuations in hormonal levels related to sexual arousal. Modern perspectives. Adaptation. In contemporary contexts, individuals may interpret and apply the principles of Brahmacharya in ways that align with their personal beliefs and lifestyles, emphasizing moderation, mindfulness, and conscious choices in sexual expression and relationships. Scientific understanding. While the spiritual and psychological benefits of Brahmacharya are emphasized in traditional teachings, scientific research continues to explore the physiological effects of mindfulness practices, stress reduction techniques, and their impact on hormonal regulation. Personal journey. Individual experience. The practice of Brahmacharya is considered a personal journey of self-discipline, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. It encourages individuals to reflect on their values, priorities, and goals in life, including how they relate to their sexual energy and overall well-being. Conclusion. Brahmacharya involves a holistic approach to managing and redirecting sexual energy towards spiritual pursuits, emphasizing hormonal balance through mindful practices and promoting overall health and well-being. It integrates spiritual teachings with modern perspectives on self-discipline, mindfulness, and ethical conduct in sexual behavior and relationships. 5. Redirecting sexual energy towards higher goals, achieving balance through Brahmacharya. Individual differences. Personal variability. The ability to redirect sexual energy varies based on individual temperament, life circumstances, and levels of spiritual or psychological development. Each person's journey and capability in this practice are unique. Practice and discipline. Consistent practice. Redirecting sexual energy requires consistent engagement in techniques such as meditation, yoga, spiritual study, and service to others. These practices help channel and transmute sexual energy towards constructive and higher purposes. Mindfulness and awareness. Developing awareness. Mindfulness and awareness of thoughts, emotions, and impulses related to sexuality are essential. This awareness enables individuals to consciously choose how to channel their energy effectively. Cultural and social influences. External factors. Cultural norms, societal pressures, and personal experiences significantly influence the effectiveness of redirecting sexual energy. These factors can pose challenges or provide support in cultivating practices like Brahmacharya. Balance and integration. Aiming for balance. Practitioners often seek balance rather than complete suppression or elimination of sexual energy. The goal is to integrate healthy sexual expression with spiritual and personal growth objectives. Human nature. Natural force. Acknowledging sexual energy as a natural and powerful force is crucial. Redirecting this energy involves understanding and accepting its role in personal development and spiritual practice. Conclusion. While completely redirecting sexual energy towards higher goals may be an ideal in practices like Brahmacharya, achieving this is challenging and varies among individuals. The journey involves continuous growth, self-awareness, and striving for balance in life. Cultivating a mindful relationship with one's sexuality and harnessing its energy positively contributes to personal, spiritual, and emotional well-being. 6. Traditional and scientific perspectives on the storage and reuse of semen. Traditional beliefs in Brahmacharya. Conservation of sexual energy. Brahmacharya emphasizes the conservation of sexual energy, including semen, to redirect it towards higher spiritual or creative endeavors. Reabsorption theory. Traditional teachings suggest that by abstaining from sexual activity and conserving semen, its energy can be reabsorbed back into the body and utilized for physical health, mental clarity, and spiritual growth. Subtle energy. Some interpretations view semen not just as a physical substance, but also as a carrier of subtle energy or life force, prana, which can be harnessed for spiritual practices like meditation and yoga. Scientific perspective on semen. Biochemical composition. Semen consists of sperm cells, seminal fluid from the seminal vesicles and prostate gland, and other substances like enzymes, proteins, fructose, and minerals. Metabolic processes. After ejaculation, semen undergoes normal metabolic processes within the body. Sperm cells and fluid components are broken down, and their nutrients are recycled. Absorption and recycling. Nutrients from semen, such as amino acids and minerals, are reabsorbed by the body through the digestive and circulatory systems. This supports normal bodily functions, but does not involve the reabsorption of semen in its entirety as a unit of energy. Biochemical fate of semen. Enzymatic breakdown. Enzymes in the digestive system break down proteins and other organic molecules from semen into smaller components that are then used by cells for energy production and tissue repair. Nutrient utilization. Nutrients like zinc, calcium, and fructose from semen are utilized by various tissues and organs, supporting overall health and metabolic balance. No accumulation. Scientifically, there is no evidence to support the accumulation of semen in a specific location or its conversion into another form of energy distinct from normal metabolic processes. Integration of perspectives. Symbolic and spiritual meaning. While scientific understanding focuses on the physical and biochemical aspects of semen, traditional practices like Brahmacharya emphasize its symbolic and spiritual significance. This includes the discipline of harnessing and redirecting sexual energy towards personal and spiritual growth. Personal practice. Individuals practicing Brahmacharya or similar disciplines may interpret the conservation of semen as a means to cultivate self-discipline, mental clarity, and heightened awareness rather than a literal process of energy transformation. Examples of lifelong celibacy. Monastic orders. In various monastic traditions within Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and other religions, celibacy is often practiced as a way to dedicate oneself fully to spiritual pursuits. Monks, nuns, and ascetics may commit to lifelong celibacy, which includes abstaining from sexual activity and ejaculation. Spiritual leaders. Some historical figures and spiritual leaders are said to have practiced lifelong celibacy and abstained from ejaculation as part of their spiritual discipline. Examples include certain saints, yogis, and spiritual teachers who have chosen celibacy as a way to focus their energies on spiritual growth and service. Personal accounts. There are occasional personal accounts from individuals who claim to have naturally abstained from ejaculation throughout their lives due to personal inclination, health reasons, or spiritual beliefs. These cases are less common and often anecdotal. Conclusion. The concept of storage and reuse of semen in practices like Brahmacharya reflects a blend of cultural, spiritual, and physiological understandings. While scientific knowledge provides insights into the biochemical fate of semen, traditional teachings offer perspectives on its symbolic and spiritual implications for personal development and well-being. Each person's experience with celibacy or sexual abstinence can vary based on personal beliefs, cultural influences, and individual physiology. 7. Lifelong celibacy and ejaculation, a scientific perspective. Physiological functions. Natural processes. The human body typically undergoes nocturnal emissions, wet dreams, as a natural release mechanism for accumulated semen and sexual tension, especially during puberty and adolescence. This occurs regardless of conscious efforts to abstain from sexual activity or ejaculation. Biological imperatives. Semen production. Semen is continuously produced in the testes, and the body has mechanisms to release excess semen through ejaculation to maintain reproductive health. Nocturnal emissions. In the absence of regular sexual activity or conscious ejaculation, nocturnal emissions may occur to prevent physiological buildup of semen and maintain reproductive function. Medical considerations. Health implications. Prolonged retention of semen without ejaculation is not supported by medical guidelines as a beneficial practice. It may lead to discomfort, potential reproductive health issues, and psychological stress in some cases. Cultural and spiritual contexts. Historical and cultural practices. Instances of lifelong celibacy or claims of abstaining from ejaculation are often rooted in cultural or spiritual traditions rather than scientific validation. Individual variation. While some individuals may report minimal or no nocturnal emissions, this varies widely among people and does not negate the physiological need for occasional release of semen. Summary. While there are historical and anecdotal accounts of individuals claiming lifelong celibacy or abstaining from ejaculation, these practices do not align with the typical biological and physiological functions of the human reproductive system. Scientifically, the body requires occasional release of semen through nocturnal emissions or intentional ejaculation to maintain reproductive health and balance. Claims of complete lifelong abstinence from ejaculation are viewed more through cultural and spiritual lenses rather than being scientifically validated as sustainable or necessary for health. 8. Perception versus reality, lifelong celibacy, and abstaining from ejaculation. Cultural and religious beliefs. Historical practices. Many religious and spiritual traditions advocate celibacy or sexual abstinence as a means of achieving spiritual purity, discipline, or devotion. Examples include Brahmacharya in Hinduism, monastic vows in Christianity and Buddhism, similar practices in other faiths. Perceived benefits. Adherents of these traditions may believe that celibacy or abstention provides spiritual benefits, such as heightened spiritual awareness, inner peace, closer communion with a higher power, scientific understanding, biological imperatives. From a biological standpoint, the human body has natural processes for managing sexual energy and reproductive health, including continuous production of semen, occasional nocturnal emissions, wet dreams, as a release mechanism, need for sexual activity or intentional ejaculation for reproductive and psychological health. Medical perspectives. Medical professionals generally do not recommend prolonged celibacy or complete abstention from ejaculation as standard practice for health and well-being. Instead, a balanced approach to sexual health is advised, considering Individual needs. Reproductive functions. Individual variation. Personal experiences. Experiences and beliefs regarding celibacy or abstaining from ejaculation can vary widely. Some individuals report minimal or no nocturnal emissions due to personal practices or circumstances. Others experience regular nocturnal emissions despite efforts to abstain. Psychological and social factors. The perception of celibacy or abstention can also be influenced by cultural norms, personal values, religious teachings, integration of perspectives, holistic approach. A holistic view integrates both cultural, spiritual, and scientific perspectives, acknowledging the significance of individual beliefs, the importance of biological and psychological aspects of sexual health, dialogue and understanding. Open dialogue between different perspectives can foster mutual understanding and respect, recognizing the diversity of human experiences and beliefs surrounding celibacy and sexual practices. Conclusion. Perceptions of lifelong celibacy or abstaining from ejaculation often reflect cultural, religious, and personal beliefs rather than universally validated scientific realities. While these practices hold significance in various traditions, scientific understanding emphasizes the importance of balanced sexual health and well-being that respects individual choices and biological needs. 9. Perception versus reality in sexual health. Understanding biological and cultural differences. Biological reality. Universality. Certain biological processes are consistent across all human populations, including production of semen, continuous process in the testes. Hormonal regulation, essential for reproductive and overall health. Role of sexual activity, important for reproductive health and psychological well-being. Scientific understanding. Research emphasizes the need for balanced sexual health for overall well-being, highlighting the importance of occasional release of semen through ejaculation or nocturnal emissions. The role of sexual activity in maintaining hormonal balance and mental health. Perceptions and beliefs. Cultural and religious contexts. Different cultures and religions offer unique interpretations of sexual practices, celibacy, and reproductive health. Examples include celibacy as spiritual practice. In many traditions, celibacy is seen as a path to spiritual enlightenment. Example, Brahmacharya in Hinduism, monastic vows in Christianity and Buddhism. Personal experiences. Individual beliefs and experiences regarding sexual health and practices can vary widely. Benefits of celibacy. Some may view celibacy or abstaining from ejaculation as beneficial for mental clarity and spiritual growth. Sexual expression. Others may prioritize sexual expression and fulfillment as vital aspects of their well-being. Integration and understanding. Holistic perspective. A comprehensive approach recognizes both biological realities and the diversity of perceptions and beliefs surrounding sexual health. This includes respecting individual choices, acknowledging personal, cultural, and religious beliefs. Cultural diversity, understanding the variety of cultural practices and norms. Scientific knowledge, incorporating scientific insights into sexual health practices. Dialogue and education. Promoting open dialogue and education can bridge gaps in understanding, fostering respect and empathy towards different perspectives. This involves encouraging conversations, facilitating discussions about sexual health that respect cultural and personal differences. Educational initiatives, providing information that combines scientific knowledge with cultural sensitivity. Conclusion. While biological realities provide a universal foundation for understanding sexual health, perceptions of these realities can vary significantly based on cultural, religious, and personal contexts. Recognizing and respecting these differences contributes to a more inclusive and informed approach to sexual health and well-being. Open dialogue and education are essential in fostering a comprehensive understanding that honors both scientific knowledge and individual beliefs. 10. Conclusion: integrating traditional wisdom and scientific insight. In our exploration of Brahmacharya and its relationship to sexual energy, we have navigated through both the rich terrain of traditional wisdom and the structured pathways of scientific understanding. This journey has revealed the multifaceted nature of human sexuality and the ways in which different perspectives can offer valuable insights. Acknowledging biological realities. From a scientific standpoint, the physiological processes involved in semen production, storage, and release are well documented. The body's mechanisms, such as nocturnal emissions, play crucial roles in maintaining reproductive health and hormonal balance. Scientific evidence underscores the importance of these processes in overall well-being, emphasizing that the body has natural ways to manage sexual energy. Appreciating traditional practices. Brahmacharya, rooted in Hindu and Yogic philosophies, advocates for the mindful redirection of sexual energy towards higher spiritual, mental, and creative goals. This practice is not just about physical abstinence, but involves a broader approach to self-discipline and energy management. Traditional teachings highlight the potential benefits of conserving and transforming sexual energy, suggesting pathways to enhanced mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual growth. Bridging the divide. While there may be apparent contradictions between traditional beliefs and scientific explanations, this chapter has demonstrated that these perspectives can complement each other. Traditional practices like Brahmacharya offer valuable frameworks for personal development and self-discipline, while scientific insights provide a deeper understanding of the physiological mechanisms at play. Promoting a balanced approach. The integration of traditional wisdom with scientific insight encourages a holistic approach to sexual health. Respecting individual beliefs and cultural practices, while also acknowledging biological imperatives, fosters a more inclusive and empathetic understanding. This balanced perspective can help individuals make informed choices that align with both their personal values and their physical health needs. Fostering dialogue and understanding. By bridging traditional and scientific viewpoints, we open the door to richer dialogue and mutual respect. Understanding the symbolic and spiritual dimensions of practices like Brahmacharya, alongside their physiological implications, allows for a more comprehensive approach to human sexuality and well-being. Moving forward. As we move forward, it is essential to continue this integrative approach, recognizing the value in both ancient wisdom and modern science. By doing so, we can enhance our understanding of sexuality, promote well-being, and foster a deeper sense of connection between our physical and spiritual selves. In conclusion, the journey through Brahmacharya and the science of sexual energy reveals that both traditional and scientific perspectives offer unique and valuable insights. Integrating these viewpoints enriches our understanding and provides a more holistic approach to managing sexual energy and promoting overall well-being. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share and leave a comment. Thanks for listening. Madan Mohan, Global Humanity Mission.